In this tutorial, I'd like to show you how to create dynamic blocks. It's assumed that you already watched the previous tutorial that describes blocks, which my definition is a drawing within a drawing file, so you understand all of that. But now we're going to take it another step here and create what are called dynamic blocks. So, for example, I want to be able to take this door and be able to flip it in both directions, left and right, top and bottom, so that when I use it in a drawing, I don't have to use the mirror command and it saves me a bit of time. So I will make a dynamic block out of this door. So I'm going to zoom in right here and I'm going to start by typing B and enter. The door here, this is a 2'6" door, so we like to use inches, so 2 feet is 24 plus 6 is 30. So we're going to refer to this one as a 30-inch door. And then I'll go ahead and pick my point to start. And I can pick the point right here, which is at 0, 0. That's fine. And then I can come over here to my objects. I want to select the objects. I'm going to select all of the objects here and enter. For the behavior, I do want it to scale uniformly. I do want to allow exploding. That's all. I don't want to do anything here in the settings, and I don't need a description. It's optional. And then you'll see where it says Open in Block Editor. I'd like to do that, but for now, I just want to click OK to make sure that this did become a block. So now if I hover over one of the objects, all of it is highlighted, and it tells me that it is a block reference. So now I can proceed. So I'm going to click on the door, and then I'm going to right-click and go to Block Editor. So this is a different interface, and you should have the block authoring palette open. If you don't see it there, then when you go to Block Editor, you'll see Authoring Palette. It should be turned on. So what I'd like to do is add a parameter first, followed by an action. So the parameter I'd like to add is something called a flip parameter. And I'd like my door to flip from the top down to the bottom. I'll start with that. So I'll click on Flip. And then it says, where do you want to specify the base point of reflection? So the point of reflection, I do want it to be somewhere along the midpoint here. So I'm going to give that a click, then bring it over like this, out, and just click right here. So that's the flip state. Now it wants to know where to put the label, and we'll put the label right here. And you see the arrow comes in. If I stop now, I haven't done anything because there's a warning sign on the label that says you just have a parameter, but there's no action associated with it. So I need to come over here to the Actions tab. From Actions, I need to add a flip action. So I'm going to select Flip, and then I'm prompted to select the parameter first. So I select my flip state, and then it says select the objects, and I'm just going to window everything like this and enter. So it should be all done. I can close the block editor and see if it works, but I also have this option over here which says test block. So I'm going to click on that. I'll test the block, and then I'll select the block, and there is the arrow, the flip arrow. And if I click on the flip arrow, you'll see how it is flipping. So that's nice. And now I can go ahead and close the test block. And then what I'd like to do is take this arrow, let's see if I can do it. I'm going to select it and just move it, enter, and I just want to bring it over closer to the midpoint. In fact, I'll click here and I'll turn ortho on. And I know that half of 2'6" is 1'3", so 1'3", enter. And then I'll go ahead and close the block. Save the changes, yes. And now I'm going to test it. I click here, and there's my flip arrow. And if I flip this way, it's working, and then flip that way. So that's one flip. Now I'd like to flip it in the other direction. So I will go ahead, and because the door is already selected, I'm going to right click and go into block editor. So I need to start by adding a parameter. When I add that parameter, I then go to alignment. From here, I'd like to add a parameter right down the middle. So what I'm going to do is basically hover over the midpoint here, slowly move my cursor over, track that, a distance of 1'3", enter, and I'm just going to bring it down like this. So that should be a flip. Or did I pick alignment? Looks like I picked alignment by mistake. So let me undo that and try again. Flip. And it's nice because you can tell by the guides here. So I was able to pick that up real quick. So I'll click on flip, hover over the midpoint here, bring it across, 1'3", enter, and I'll make it about that long. And flip state is going to go right here, and there's my arrow. I now need to go over to the actions and add a flip action. So I select flip, I select the flip state, and then I select my objects. And I'm going to window everything, including flip state number 1 here. And then I'll enter, and I'm all set. And now I will test my block. So I come over to test block, and I select it. I have my arrows. Let's see, does it work? Yes, it does. What about this arrow? If I flip it, I want you to see something. Notice how that arrow doesn't move with it. And that's because when I created this first flip stage and I selected the objects, that arrow was not part of it, that flip arrow. So I need to go back and close my test block. And this flip state, I need to edit that flip state and include the other flip state. So what you do is you come over here to this icon, you click on it, right click it, go to action selection set and say new selection set or modify, either one, but I'm going to click on new selection set. And it says select the objects. I'm just going to window everything again like this and enter. And then I'll test the block. And now I'm going to take a look at it. And yes, it's flipping as it should. However, I'm realizing now that this isn't exactly in the middle. I took it 1'3" off of the edge here, when in fact it should have been taken off of the outer edge. So I'm going to close my test block. I'd like to say that I did this on purpose, but it's actually a mistake on my part. But I'm glad I made the mistake because it allows me to keep testing. And this is something I want to show you, that you need to test these dynamic blocks to make sure they're going to work. So here's what I'm getting at is if I draw a line, just make it easy on us, from this endpoint to that endpoint like this, and then I draw another line from this endpoint up like that. You see where that flip state happens to be? Wrong spot. So I'm going to take that flip state, move it. So I type M, enter. And I know that it's just the distance of this midpoint over to this midpoint. Now it's in the center of the opening. Tap the escape key, click on this line, delete it, click on this line, delete it. And now I will close the block editor, save the changes, yes, and now I will test it. So now it is working the way it should. So whenever I go to put this into the wall, place it in a wall, then I'll be able to flip it real quick, and it saves me so much time instead of having to mirror it. That's good. And then I'll do one last thing here, because you see where my grip point is right there. But sometimes when we pick the door and we want to move the door, we want it to be in the middle here. So what I mean by that is I want to have a grip point right there so I can pick it from that point and move it and center it on the wall opening, center it on the wall thickness. So I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to right click. I'm going to block editor. And there's an option here under my parameters. And in my parameters, it's a base point. So I just want to add a base point. I'm going to click on that, come over here, zoom in, and I'll pick or not pick, but I'll hover over the midpoint here, take it across, hover over the endpoint there, bring it down, and then give that a click. So it's adding a base point. I'll zoom extents out of habit and then close the block editor, save my changes. And then when I select the door, there's a grip point right there. So it's going to allow me to use that grip point when I put it inside of a wall. So that one's all set. You can do the same thing now with the other door. And then for the bifold door, actually you just need to put one flip state in it because it's a double door, so you only need this flip state. That's all. All right, and then for the doors over here, it's up to you if you'd like to put a flip state on that also. But just if you can do it with one door, you can do it with pretty much any other door. Okay, that's all for now. And yeah, have fun making the dynamic blocks. Thanks.